Hey, everybody, welcome to Bearded Baker Banter. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 101, and Happy New Year. Welcome, Trey.
Happy
Welcome,
New Year,
Trey.
fellas.
Happy New Year.
That's right.
New Year, same me. Just waiting for the 1 o'clock college basketball games to start.
Yep.
Some would call me a degenerate. I just
we
call
got
it I call it dedicated.
Crappy circumstances, but now we have another night of college football playoffs too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think they'll play it tonight.
I don't know, man. There's so much speculation. I mean, thoughts and prayers to those affected because that was awful. But, the more you see, the more it makes you question things. So I don't know. I'm not 100% sold that they'll play today, but we'll see.
They're playing. They're playing.
They'll get things in place where they'll.
Yeah, they just released it tonight today during press conference saying that they're ready to go, they're prepared, they feel confident that they'll be all right.
All right, that's good. Well, I was seeing that there was some rumors early that they were still thinking about it, possibly moving it another day, but I guess that's good news then. Good news that hopefully they got everything squared away. Good news that we get some football. So. But so let's talk about those college football games. Obviously, some very interesting games. I know a couple of games we really didn't. Well, one of them didn't really see happening for sure. But thoughts, reactions.
Yeah, I like what I keep coming back to is I think I don't know who said it, Trey or Tyler last week, is this Ohio State football team's playing like an Urban Meyer Ohio State football team.
Trey said that,
yeah, they are. I mean, that's 2 weeks in a row where it's like they just came out so on fire. In reality, I think the game was over in the first quarter again.
Yeah, certainly was.
Like simple as that. Like game was over, and I don't think there's anything anybody can do to stop what's his last Williams. Number 4?
Yeah. No, dude, he's a beast.
Like
the wideout.
I see. Yeah. Here's what's good. Like I see. Like now, I'm saying he's gonna be better than this guy, but I see DK Metcalf like frame. I see Calvin Johnson type skill and like just freak like range on what he's able to pull in. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and you know what's crazy is he's the draft of 2027.
Right. He's only a true freshman, correct?
Yeah. So, like, he can't come out. Years. Yeah, he can't come out this year. Can't come out next year. Whew, man. And it is – I mean, I know some would say it's arrogance, but like he said, oh, you could – if you're going to sit in man, we're gonna hit a big play or something like yeah. And I'll tell you what, man, the only thing that I could say is I don't know. I once again, I was frustrated last week with you guys saying, "Oh, they're such an overrated Ohio State team this year." I wouldn't say so. I think that 20-some million spent, which isn't the most, by the way, but that gets a lot of hype in NIL money. But that $20 million spent is, I think it's starting to come to fruition here because I mean they're favored to beat Texas now by 4.5, 5.5 points.
So. Trey, I'll let you quickly talk about that, but that is a good segue into that Texas game as well. Trey, any thoughts on Oregon, Ohio State?
I mean, it was pretty shocking, eye-opening. But to reiterate, I do think they look like a different Ohio State team. I think after the Michigan loss, I don't know if they bounced back from that and that just kind of lit a fire underneath them or what, but I wouldn't say that I thought that they were overrated. I just thought that they weren't the usual Ohio State powerhouse that they are year in and year out. But now these last 2 weeks, they certainly do look like that. It looks like they're going to take a fluke of a bad game for them to be beaten now because they look really hot, and as they should be favorites against Texas, in my opinion. Texas, I was not impressed with them. In fact, I was impressed with them in the beginning of the season, but second half of the year, I think that they've showed their true colors. Look like the same Texas they always are.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I Trey, shocking. I agree. I really thought that I know that Oregon can give up a lot of points, but they also usually put up a lot of points.
Right.
And I think that was probably the most shocking was to see 21-0 in the I think it was the first quarter again, 2 weeks in a row now for Ohio State, and Oregon just didn't seem to know what to do. I believe they punted almost 6 times before midway through the second quarter.
Yeah,
which is very unlike an Oregon team. I mean, they just didn't have an answer. It was. I mean, I agree with that, man. That was super shocking. I mean, I know Trent, you were on Oregon, for the most of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, I was always like, maybe, and even like looking at the beginning of the season when Oregon struggled with a couple teams early, in the games, and I was like, oh, there you go. And then they did, they hated to cover. I can give you that much, but they did get hot, and they were a team that was putting up a lot of points, and it just gets to the point where it's like, all right, what's Oregon got to do? Because how many years now? And I feel like this is Oregon in football and basketball, where Oregon's like, oh, man, look at Oregon, and they just blow it.
Yeah, they're always an exciting team that lets you down, I feel like.
Pretty sure Pat Knight said that, it's unlimited NIL money to Oregon because he wants to see a championship in Oregon. Phil Knight before he passes. And I believe he's 86 years old. So, like, they better get it going here. Like, I don't know. Shocking for sure. I didn't see Ohio State. Ohio State looks like they got business to take care of. Quarterback looks like he's pretty on pace to just take care of business. Like I feel like it's a tale of two teams for them. I know they were really good during the season, but a lot of, you remember the first thing, you remember the last thing, and everybody remembers them lost to Michigan, and now you got an 8 seed in this, top 4 in the playoffs in the Final Four here. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. Let's talk Texas game, and then we'll kind of talk about where this might go here. But I think Scott Van Pelt last night, 2 nights ago, said it best, is that everybody knows what targeting is, and it wasn't called. And whether you like it or not, and you want to say, oh, there's so many other plays, and there's so many other plays in the game that could change it, that was the game. Mm-hmm. That was a 15-yard penalty on 4th down. You're going to put them close to field goal range. I know their field goal kicker struggled, Arizona State, yesterday. But that right there, that play, you almost knocked the guy out. Like, I don't know what else you can do and what else you can say, like, oh, targeting. I've seen plays where guys leave with shoulders called targeting. And this one literally goes head to head. Yep. And then you sit there and, well, Texas got a lot of money. Let's not call targeting here. That was pathetic.
Yeah, I think what was frustrating to me was watching Arizona State kind of like scrap their way back. Like, they earned every one of those points that they got.
Yep.
Scatabo, all those guys, Levitt, the way he ran for a couple of those first downs, it was gritty as hell. And then it felt like in a matter of 30 seconds, the game was over because they had the 4th and 13 touchdown. That was heartbreaking. Yep. And then the very first play, they had the possession. It was a touchdown to their tight end. So it was like, man, it felt like we watched a whole half of them like claw their way back, and then it was all just kind of the rug was pulled out from underneath them. It felt like it was just kind of demoralizing. But I mean, all in all, an instant classic game, I think. For sure. Scatabo got the MVP on the losing team, as he rightfully should. It was just entertaining to watch a powerhouse team, Texas, who's been the media favorite, media darlings for this. And everyone just kind of overlook Ohio State and then just kind of put it to them and put some doubt in everyone's mind, I hope, about Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear you guys say media darling, and I mean, you don't think Georgia still and Alabama are still the media darlings?
I'm talking for this playoff. It was Georgia until Beck got ruled out, and then all of a sudden it's Texas because they need to.
Yeah, because it's SEC. I get it, but tell you what, if one thing this bowl and playoff season, I know there's still 2 SEC teams in the playoff. Granted, one still has to play their quarterfinal, but SEC took an ass whooping this bowl season. So I don't know. And I get it because it is. You hate to say this about college sports, but it's kind of like all sports. It's where the money's at, and ESPN
now
who's doing the playoff. They have their agreement, their contract with the SEC. So, and don't get me wrong, SEC football is good. It is good. But I think it's a little bit eye-opening this year that it's not as far. It's not as above the rest. Does that make sense? Like Big Ten is there. Big Ten is absolutely there, hand in hand with them. The speed that was. Remember, we said last week. Don't ever talk about the speed of the SEC versus because I'm sorry, Ohio State made Tennessee look like a peewee team, and it's not a jab tie. I'm sorry.
Wow.
But seriously, and then they do that to the Big Ten champions. They made Ohio State did that, but I just hats off to Dillingham, Arizona State's head coach, 34 years old, picked dead freaking last in their conference, right?
Season, yeah.
And comes out, gets the Big 12 championship this year. And to be quite honest with you, it was not, I know we would say Cinderella story, but I'm going to kind of backtrack on Cinderella story because I think they proved that they could be playing next week. They should be. Yeah. If the call was made, they should be. And I hate to say that it was too big of a moment to not call it. You know what I mean? Like everyone was, let's not hope this. You could even hear it in the announcers. Well, let's hope this game doesn't get determined by a target. Yeah. It's like bullshit, man. You got to call it as it is. Yeah, like I don't know. It's just once again Texas gets saved, but I don't know. Arizona State. I know they lose Scatabo, but I hope to God that they can maintain where they're at because that once again is what I like about the system this year. Is I feel like there's teams that are getting to play meaningful football at this time of the year that you don't usually get to see. And I know everyone will say, yeah, but last week the games or the first round of playoffs, so it doesn't matter. There was still the opportunity for the upset. And as this goes on further and further, just like March Madness, right? Down the road, you're going to see the major upsets in the first round of playoffs. We thought we'd never see a 16 beat a 1. We've seen 2 of them in the past, 5 years or something like that. So it's going to happen. It's going to get better and better.
15 to 2.
Oh, that's multiple times now. That's
I had to take a jab at your Duke team because you took a jab at my Tennessee team since you don't have a college football team.
Oh, you're talking about your Carolina fan, the team that lost to Louisville last night?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, Tyler.
Yeah, have fun. Have fun in the NIT. Oh, wait, never mind. You guys mistake the NIT for a standardized test. You guys won't play that one either. All right.
Wow.
Jeez. Yeah. Just watch out.
They suck, man. They gotta get rid of Hubert.
Wow. Boy.
And go there then?
It's quick. Bruce Pearl.
Jay Wright.
You think Carolina sticks with the Carolina connection.
I don't know, man. I think that's happened now with Doherty, who was terrible, and now you got Hubert Davis, and that's also really not working out.
I'm just saying, Jay Wright, if he was to come back and coach, first of all, he's very young enough to. He absolutely could. If he was to come back and coach, it's not going to be for anyone but a blue blood. As it should.
I think that Nova job will be open by the end of the year.
I know. UNC's making some splash hires. Bill Belichick. Why not? Why not sure up your college basketball spot too?
Maybe Phil Jackson's coming back, huh? You heard it here first, guys. No. We'll get to college basketball, but
yeah.
Well, we got one more tonight, guys. You still sticking with it?
Hold on. We still got to also talk quick Penn State. I mean, Penn State against Boise. I mean, Penn State looks solid, and honestly, so what I was getting into this a little bit earlier. Wouldn't it be something?
Beer.
What?
Beer winner again.
I'm fine with it.
I think I'm back to a 12-pack against Trey already.
No, that's not true. Oh my gosh.
Okay, 4-pack.
Wouldn't it be something if it does end up Penn State, Ohio State national championship?
I hope so.
Ooh. You would hope so, Trey?
I mean, yeah. If we're gonna win a national championship, I'd want to not have any question.
Franklin's crypto. You're right, because Trey, right now, as of now, I mean, it's been kind of cakey.
You
haven't won a major game. You haven't won a major game all season.
2 playoff games aren't major games, huh?
I'm against the major team. I'm just saying it.
It's tough.
That's
tough.
Right now, that is going to be everybody's arguments.
All right. Well, you just got to win who you play. You know what I mean? Like, we can't control the uncontrollables.
No, I know. You also need to control that. You need to show that you can beat Ohio State.
Yeah. And if we get there and they're there, then we need to do it. So
it'll be interesting. It will definitely be interesting. I still say this. I mean, Ohio State looks like the most dangerous team right now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
they're in the best situation.
Yeah, I mean, even as an 8 seed.
What do you mean they're in the best situation?
I mean, when I look at they get Texas, which we've all just said Texas has 0. This was their biggest win of the season so far, I believe. Like they have no ranked. Yeah. They have no ranked wins.
Right. Yeah.
Got a friggin' air horn or something. I guess we're out of time.
Is that Trey?
He's still muted. Let's hope he's.
Well,
your dryer?
That's the dryer. It's probably going to happen again, so we're going to have to.
Wow, man. That is the most annoying dryer I've ever heard in my life. And anyway,
just go turn it off.
High production show there. Nah.
Well, at first when you made the statement and the horn went off, I was like, wow, Trey has a horn to say like, nope, wrong. And I'm like, wow. And then it just kept going. He just kept like looking at you like, okay, enough's enough here.
But I just think they're in the best situation. I think you could potentially play a Penn State who you basically own, right? You play Texas, who doesn't have a big ranked win yet. Georgia might be considered the biggest threat, I guess, if they had Sid or Hammerhead or Carson Beck. I guess we're talking, right? So that's why I think they're in the best situation. They've got. I don't know. Everything just seems right now. It's like one of those like March Madness type runs where it's like all of a sudden everything's clicking. So I don't know, but I would love to see a Penn State, Ohio State championship. However, could you imagine the amount of money for college football and ESPN if it ends up being Notre Dame, Texas? Whoa.
Yeah.
The following, like, yikes. But anyway, yeah, it's just,
all right.
Just my thought.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Well, yeah, so we are obviously recording Thursday. Decided to do a little daytime recording here. So game hasn't even started, meaning the Sugar Bowl game. So I know it starts at 4:00, but any thoughts on the Sugar Bowl here? Where you guys stand with the Sugar Bowl? Notre Dame, Texas.
I think now that you mean Notre Dame, Georgia. I now think that Notre Dame had time to prepare for this backup quarterback, knowing that Beck's not going to be there. I think Notre Dame kind of handles business, runs the ball, takes care of it on the defensive side. I think they just are too much for Georgia. So I'm going to go
Notre Dame is.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Their run game is pretty crazy.
I can't help but feel like the line is very similar to the Oregon line, where everybody jumped on Oregon plus 2.5. Like, okay, undefeated team. Come on. Who's this Ohio State team? Everybody jumped on 2.5, and they just got blown out.
Yeah.
So, I definitely see Notre Dame. I mean, right now, looking at it right now, 4 hours before the game, it's -1 Notre Dame. So pretty much a toss up. Pick your poison.
And I got plus 2.5 against Trent.
Yeah, just got all the sounds going on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm not pretty sure about my bet. Like I'm 100% certain on my bet, and I'm going with Georgia -2. 2.5. Was it 2.5? Yeah. Remember he tried getting like crazy.
Hold on, Georgia -2.
Yeah, -2.5.
Because Georgia's +1 now.
Yeah, I know, but we took it last week. It's a beer bet. So
okay. No. I know. I'm just telling you what the line is now.
I will say one thing to look out for. We talked about this when the playoff first was officially set. If Notre Dame wins, that means 0 teams with a bye have won.
Wow.
So that's something to look at. I'd like to kind of keep that in mind when we talk about the NFL here soon too. But yeah, so that's another storyline, and I think also when it comes down to who are the teams that actually deserve a bye, I think that's where we've discussed over the holiday how they are actually looking at not using conference championships or whatnot to give you an automatic bye anymore. They're going to probably base it off of the poll rankings to get like top 4 teams in the country will get the buys in the future potentially. So
interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Is it NFL time?
I think it is.
Yep. Hey, watch out for Duke football to upset Ole Miss today.
I think they're going to upset them.
At least they're covering 17. They've got to cover 17. Tax Slayer Bowl, guys. Sorry, just had to throw that out there. Manny Diaz turning it around.
I don't know, man. Lane Kiffin's tweeting out "We are" the other day. Like, what's going on there?
He's a little baby. Lane Kiffin's a little baby.
Yeah, it was weird, man.
Didn't their quarterback opt out, right? Because he's going to the NFL.
Jackson.
So, yeah. So he's
done. But so hold on. And here is another question before we go to NFL. So guys can say they're going to the transfer portal, but then they can still play.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then why the hell isn't the guy from Penn State doing that?
Because he doesn't want to.
It's stupid. Makes it even stupider, in my opinion.
Well, what's even crazier is you got high school kids practicing with these college teams. Like Notre Dame had a to-be freshman quarterback practicing with them. And then Underwood for Michigan was practicing.
I saw that.
Right before they beat Bama. Sorry, Kirk, if you're upset.
All right, let's get in the NFL here. Because obviously, Week 18, a couple things we'll bring up here is some of the incentives and stuff that we're looking at. We're looking at Pro Bowl lists were released. And then we will talk some of the games just in terms of best bets. I know it's kind of a weird week for best bets just because who the hell's playing, who's not.
Yeah.
You also got to look at, are there any games with repercussions, which there are still, I think, 2 or 3. Some of the games to keep an eye on. But for the most part, you're going to see preseason Week 18. It's just how it is. That's what it's got to. That's why I support going to 20 games. Yeah. Guy's going to sit out, then we're playing 20 games. Screw it. Don't care. That's where I'm at. All right. But yeah, so let's get into some of the NFL stuff. Trent, you want to get us going here with some of these incentives to keep an eye on?
Yes, sir. Probably one of the biggest ones out there, incentive-wise, is Mike Evans. I believe he's in year 11 of his career or something like that. And he will set a record, not just an incentive, but also a record if he gets to 1,000 yards receiving straight again. Like he has never not had 1,000-yard receiving season, which is crazy because he gets a lot of soft tissue injuries. I feel like always a hamstring. That's why I'd never bet on his props because he's always known to go out with a hamstring or something at some point.
Tissue guy.
Yeah, very soft tissue. It's like great value brand tissue.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
can't blow your nose.
It can't. Dissolves right away.
But, blow right through
it.
Yeah. That's a hand washer for sure.
Yeah. He's got 5+ receptions and 85+ yards to achieve that, and he will get a $3 million incentive. So that's the biggest one. You guys want me to do them all here quick?
Yeah, touch on
Okay. Geno Smith needs 185 passing yards to get $2 million incentive. Hopkins has a pretty spicy one. It looks like he needs 1 touchdown, 6+ receptions, and then 140+ receiving yards. It's going to be kind of tough with Carl Wentz throwing him the ball for $750,000. Kyler Murray, 1 rushing touchdown and 50 rush yards for $750,000. Derrick Henry would need 1 touchdown for $500,000, which I don't think he's going to get because why would you play him? I guess actually I take that back. They do need to play because there's as a seeding to win the division. They need to win to get home field. Cortland Sutton, 82+ yards receiving, $500,000. Tony Pollard, 83 rush yards, $250,000. Joe Mixon, 107 rushing yards to get $250,000 incentive. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, right?
Yep.
He needs a touchdown to get $250,000. And then you got Dobbins, who needs 58 rushing yards in order to get $150,000. I don't know if you guys saw all the incentives at tight end for the Commanders. Zach Ertz. That touchdown catch that he got triggered 3 different incentives. It was not just for the win, it was also for a tremendous amount of money too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Zach Ertz, good for him.
It was 3 different $100,000 to $150,000 incentives. So it's the week of the incentives.
Von Miller needs 1 sack to get $1.5 million. That's crazy. Just
there's
one
another
sack.
There's another guy that needs a half a sack for a big payout too. So
jeez,
definitely, that's the thing. I don't know, and I'll be honest with you, I'm talking incentives, but it kind of pisses me off that the Eagles aren't going to play Saquon.
Yeah,
100%. I
want to see him get the record. Let him play.
It could be the difference in him being a Hall of Famer or not.
That's a great point, Trent. Yes, it could
be.
This is his best.
Could absolutely be.
I don't think so. I think he's more worried about Super Bowls and being successful in the playoffs.
Well, I think that's
the Eagles.
Oh,
why do you go to the Eagles?
They're
better than the Giants. But I can I just say something to that? Is I don't know, Tyler, you're the Hall of Fame guy. Is Jamal Williams a Hall of Famer?
From the Ravens?
Ravens, Browns, yeah,
no.
Okay, I'm not asking if you think he is. I'm wondering if he actually is, because
is he?
If he would have broken Dickerson's record, I think he would be in the Hall of Fame. Then I think, and that's what makes me also question is, okay, I know we're getting a little off that, but Adrian Peterson. I feel like if he would have broke Dickerson's record, he's absolutely a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame.
I think he also is in the Hall of Fame.
Not yet, but he might not be.
Will.
What has he done? Other than a couple MVP. I'm sorry, but I know the Hall of Fame is totally bogus now. It's super watered down, in my opinion. I know we talk about that, but I am very frustrated, Tyler. I'm with you. When you play not to get injured, that's when you do get injured. So now you sit him out when he could be breaking the record. I don't know. I hate
it. It's just how it is. I mean, if they had to play, if they were playing for the 1 seed, I'm sure he'd play and they'd probably break the record. It's just situational. That sucks. But what I don't like is Dickerson cheering against them. I think it's kind of stupid.
Dickerson,
dude, he does that every year, man.
Dickerson supported. He said he wants to see Saquon break it.
No, he did not. He said he does not want to see him do it. Plus, he had an extra game.
Yeah, he loves that record.
Yeah,
I remember he came out against the other. I think Peterson that almost broke it.
Peterson's the closest.
Yeah, Jamal Williams is not in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, so I'm just saying he would have been if he would have broke that record.
Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, that is frustrating. But let's talk sitting out real quick, because I mentioned this about none of the teams with byes so far have won. So I guess the question is always, when is rest too much rest? With the Kansas City Chiefs benching their starters this week, they are not going to play a football game for 24 days.
Whew.
I don't think that matters.
Days.
Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Chiefs lose, Broncos are in.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right.
Because they play the Broncos. So the Broncos would beat them. Broncos
The
are
Bengals would be out.
Yeah, Broncos
Bengals
are
are
10.5 point favorites right now.
Against Carl.
Right. So, I mean, I know there was speculation earlier. Are the Chiefs doing this on purpose to keep the Bengals out of the playoffs? Because right now, looking at lines, Bengals are a favorite to win against the Steelers. They're at -2. I mean, it's a close line, but -2, and it's at Pittsburgh.
I don't think it's their intention to do that, to do it for that reason, but I think that's an added bonus for them. Does that make sense?
You really think they want to keep the Bengals out?
No. I'm saying that's not why they're doing it, but I'm sure that's across their mind is, okay, now we don't have Joe Burrow in the playoffs in us.
So, right. So here's my question then. Who do you fear more? Do you fear the Broncos or do you fear the Bengals?
Yeah, absolutely. I would much rather not play an experienced Joe Burrow in an MVP caliber season against a rookie who's never been in that stage before.
My God, yeah.
Even though the Broncos are playing better than the Bengals for the most part this year.
No, I disagree.
Are they?
Yeah. It's frustrating. I mean, they
defensively,
they've taken defensively for sure, but offensively, dude, like you could get into it's kind of how all the Bengals games seem to be, is they get into like shootouts.
Yeah.
Like it just ends up being an absolute shootout, and you got to be super careful with going to a shootout where you got Joe Burrow and you got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Gesicki, like the Bengals. That's why I think the Bengals are having one of the. Besides, I think it's Bengals and Niners are having the most disappointing seasons in terms of talent and lack of wins. Like it's. So I would much rather, if you're lining me up, I would much rather play the Broncos than I would the Bengals. However, it does make it interesting though, because like you're also letting a division rival get in who really had you beat, except for that blocked field goal. So it also kind of would piss me off. It's kind of like that. Do you guys remember the game where, oh my gosh, if the Raiders and Chargers tie, they both get in, and then that dipshit Staley took the timeout, and the Raiders were like, all right, let's run it. Josh Jacobs breaks a big run. The Raiders go on, kick the field goal, and win. When the Raiders were going to let it go to a tie and both make the playoffs. So you don't let your division rivals in.
While you guys look at quarterbacks, what about coaches? I mean, Zach Taylor and the Bengals versus Sean Payton and the Broncos. Like, again, who do you want in the playoffs? I feel like I'd trust Sean Payton a bit more in the playoffs than I would Zach Taylor.
Yeah, I agree with that, but they're not the ones executing the plays, the physical plays.
No, but it's more than you think, man.
I'm not saying that, but I think Zach Taylor is a good enough coach, and that wouldn't make that big of a difference to me.
Okay.
I think Bo Nix's lack of playoff experience against Joe Burrow, playing at one of his best seasons, is a bigger deal.
Bo Nix is surprising, man. He's able
he's
to.
really good. Yeah.
Well, guys, you got to understand, Sean Payton would not have a Super Bowl win if that Super Bowl was taking place today.
Why?
Because you can no longer do a surprise onside kick.
Right.
Just saying. No.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah. But
I hate all those kick change rules.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I hate? I hate that I'm literally just going to be like waiting for the Sunday night game. Like I'm just going to wish away Sunday just to get to that night game.
The Bengals Steelers.
No. Lions, Vikings.
Okay.
Jesus. Bengals, Steelers. And don't forget, guys, the Dolphins can sneak in with the Broncos loss, and I believe they win.
Yeah, and here they are not playing Tua.
Yeah.
They're playing Tyler Huntley. So they really want to get in the playoffs.
I call bull crap on a hip injury. I call it a head injury, guaranteed.
I don't know. He had the hip injury in college, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's a good cover up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
But hey,
time?
Can I just give one quick shout out?
Yeah.
Brock Bowers,
Yeah.
all-time rookie receiving yards for tight end in the season. 63-year-old record in the books now, and then also broke Puka Nakua's record of most receptions by any rookie. So, offensive rookie of the year right there for you.
Got it. Ooh.
Yeah, I said it.
While we're on the topics of tight ends, I would also like to bring up that the only tight ends in history to eclipse 1,000 yards receiving on less than 100 targets. There's one, and he did it 2 years in a row. George Kittle last year and George Kittle this year.
That's good.
That's crazy. On less than 100 targets?
Less than 100 targets.
Wow. That's pretty impressive, actually.
Hey, before we get into best bets, do you want to talk Pro Bowl stuff at all? Just kind of look at anybody that was a surprise.
I'll tell you, what surprised me was Baker Mayfield being left off.
Yeah, that's fair.
I thought that was a little bit of a snub. He had a great year. 4,300 yards, 40 touchdowns, 300 rushing yards, as well as 3 more touchdowns.
Who do you put him in over? Do you put him in over Jaden Daniels, Sam Darnold, or Jared Goff?
I mean, what is the Jaden Daniels stats? I mean, he had a good year, but
he had a pretty stellar year.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, maybe Goff then.
Whew.
Look,
yeah.
I think it's kind of absurd that they're not putting Goff up there in the MVP discussion. I think that's absurd.
I don't know about Dan. I mean, he had 800 rushing yards.
Who?
That's the only thing that really separates him. Other than that, he only had 3,500 passing yards and 25 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Goff, yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know who you put him in over in that case.
I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah, there was still
just surprising. I thought he had a really good year.
Anybody on the AFC side of things surprise you?
I mean, it's deserving, but no Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
That is surprising.
15 wins. I mean, granted, statistically, he doesn't deserve it. Those Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson absolutely deserve it. But once again, Brock Bowers getting the starter role over Travis Kelce.
You think Kelce deserves to be in there?
No.
I mean, do they just want Swifties to watch the Pro Bowl? Is that it?
Yeah. Tyler. I can't believe you said their name.
Yeah, and you called them by their nickname.
Oh, Tyler.
It's kind of more of a dig, dude.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Was it? Shoot, I was going to say something. Oh, one, just a personal, because it was my favorite team side note, was 2 of the 3 of our Pro Bowlers were people that we signed this offseason.
That's a good sign for your GM.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I'll tell you what, Josh Jacobs, I didn't realize how good of a running back he actually is.
Didn't you?
Yeah. Like, he doesn't.
Surprised.
He just always falls forward. It's always at least 2 or 3 yards. Like, crazy. Sorry, trying to.
Yeah.
We're talking about our teams trying to. You said Bowers. I was happy to see. Was it Kittle? Kittle made it. Juice, who I feel like he makes it every year because they only take one fullback.
Yep.
But I was really happy. Obviously, Fred Warner, because I feel like I said, I think Fred Warner will go down as one of the best linebackers of all time, but definitely maybe the best 49ers linebacker of all time.
Ooh.
And that's coming from a guy who loves Patrick Willis.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's
loves Patrick Willis, but like the things that Fred Warner does, it's different players in a way, but like Fred Warner's just his leadership. I feel like no matter where the play is, it could be 25 yards down the field or 25 yards in the backfield. Fred Warner's going to be in that pile. So I was happy to see he at least, and he's been playing with a broken ankle all season, which a lot of people don't even realize. So there's your warrior right there, man, because that goes unheard of. And think about it. They're not in the playoffs for like the last 3 weeks, and he's still playing. So kudos to Fred Warner, man. He's a beast. But all right, now I think it's time.
Bearded best bets.
All right. I'll start you off here. I've only got 2. Tyler is still muted. There we go.
Oh, there it is. A little delay there.
Yeah. I'm going Bengals money line versus Steelers.
Okay.
And then I like hold on, I had it here. Sorry, Ty. I like the Cardinals -4 versus the Niners. No Brock. Yeah, he's got an incentive to play for. So
he might be on the trade block.
He can't get traded at this point in the year, Ty.
I know, I'm just saying in the future.
In general.
Yeah, then play his ass. But I think you have a lot of Niners guys not really playing, in my opinion. But you got Brock Purdy out. Which to me, and then you're already on like your 16th running back. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the Arizona Cardinals -4. So it's only 2 this week. I'm going to bet on the night game. Obviously, I can't call it a best bet because I feel like it's good. Kudos to Vegas making it 2.5 right now. Like kudos to you for making that the line. You a-holes. But yeah, I got Bengals money line and Cardinals -4.
Okay. Trey, you want to go? You want?
That's up to you.
Yeah, I got 3, so I'll keep it short and sweet. I am Bengals -2. I am on the Falcons -8 against the Panthers, and Trent, I am taking the Lions 2.5. Okay. So those are my 3. Well, it was tough.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go.
It's literally just because of all the background of who's playing, who's not. That just sucks.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that is. It's like the bowl season with college football.
Yeah.
I like. This is tough. Yeah, I'm also going to go on the Bengals. I like -2.5. I'll take them with a touchdown or a field goal.
It's 2.
I also
2 on DraftKings.
2. Okay, even better. I'm also going to go Chiefs +10.5 is what they have on ESPN. I think they're going to let Carl Wentz ball out, or try to at least. And I don't know. I think with the right coach and the right game plan, he wouldn't be that bad. So I think that it's not going to be a blow. I don't think they'll win, but I think they'll cover 10.5 points. I know it's Carson Wentz.
Even though they haven't covered like all season.
Yeah.
Oh, they haven't covered as favorites.
Yeah.
They've always covered as dogs.
And the last one I'm going to take is, you know what? I can't do that. Never mind. I'm not going to do that.
Go ahead. What were you thinking?
It was going to be the Jaguars +5 because I think that they're just going to send what's-his-face off with a win, and it's going to infuriate the hell out of me. But I know I'll bet on them, and then they'll lose by like 40 points, and I'll make me even more mad. So I'm avoiding that. I'm not.
Smart. No, that's smart.
But Browns +18 is tempting because I think once the Ravens get up, especially towards the end of the game, I think they'll pull their players back or off at least.
Especially because, yeah. 18's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of points. I might tease that to 25 or something.
It's a good tease.
It's a good tease.
All right. So we got a little bit of college basketball to talk yet? Or
yeah, we do.
Mean, hey,
can I throw out one fun thing that I did? This is not a best bet, just one really fun. FanDuel sometimes puts out like weekly specials. I don't know if you guys ever look at those.
Mm-hmm.
So I sprinkled, I'm talking sprinkled just for the heck of it. It's called Throwing a Party. It was a New Year's special. Joe Burrow to record 200-plus passing yards in each half.
Wow.
200.
Plus 6,000. Wow.
That'd be nuts.
Got a shootout going on in Pittsburgh. So I sprinkled on that. And then the other thing I did was it's called Fiverr Works. Any quarterback this week in week 18 to throw 5+ touchdown passes for plus 600.
It's gonna be Carson
anybody.
Wentz.
Dude, if Carl Wentz does it, I'm buying a Carl Wentz t-shirt.
No, you won't.
No, I won't. I should. No, because it's got the Chiefs. It's got to be like.
I was gonna say it's got the Chiefs, man.
He's played for a couple teams. I
can't. Rams.
But yeah, that's right. He did play for the Rams. Well, so just want to kind of throw those two little fun little morsels out there.
Fun little morsels.
Yep.
How about that? All right, let's talk basketball here because
let's do it.
Whew.
You all right, Ty?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay. Just checking. Just checking. Big games this week. Let's just start it this way. Saturday. Set your alarms because at 11 a.m.
Santa Claus coming to town.
No, but Florida, Kentucky, 11 a.m. tip-off. Florida's at Kentucky. I do believe Florida is still undefeated. They're ranked 6th, and Kentucky is ranked 10th. So that should be a awesome SEC matchup. Matter of fact, just to talk real quick about the SEC, I don't know if you guys saw this, but with South Carolina winning, I believe it was like 2 days ago, every single SEC team now entering league play has double-digit wins.
Really?
So the SEC is going to be they are going to get a ton of bids, and I know I'm an ACC guy, but I'm not afraid to sit there and admit like SEC basketball right now. It's going to be a very fun conference to watch because hell, later on in the day, I believe Bama. Bama has a huge matchup as well. Hold on, I'm pulling it right here. Yeah, Bama, Oklahoma, and I believe Oklahoma's undefeated as well. So
it's Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Florida, the only undefeated teams left in college basketball right now.
I believe so.
That's
yeah,
a fact.
because Drake just lost. Drake was the other one.
Yep.
Sorry, Drake.
Really did.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Other big games. I will say this. Put this on your radar. Duke SMU. SMU, I believe, not only did they surprise everybody in football season by doing so well, I think SMU is going to finish top 3 in the ACC.
Wow.
Not granted, ACC is pretty down right now, but I do believe that they will finish top 3 in the ACC. BYU, Houston play. South Carolina, Mississippi State, Arkansas. Calipari is going to be taking his team into good old Rocky Top, Tennessee, playing number 1 Tennessee. North Carolina plays Notre Dame. A couple other ones. Don't know if that's a big one, but that's one that I keep. Baylor versus Iowa State is another big one that comes to mind. So, yeah.
Dude, I'm so frustrated with Tar Heels this year. Like,
I feel it's like every third year, every other year, this kind of happens.
Yeah, like what the hell?
Well, once RJ Davis turns 30, that's when they'll make their run.
Yeah.
Next year or 2 years from now.
It's like trying to think like even geez. I'm just looking back at some of the teams that we picked and kind of comparing where we were at with stuff. Trent, I will say this: I picked UNC Wilmington to win CAA.
They're one of my. You guys know that now. Knock on wood. I mean, I'm riding with them tonight. What -3.5 is it?
Yeah.
So -3.5. But they're tough. I mean, they're 10-3 right now, but there's one thing about them that always makes me a little nervous. So I'm very big on rebounding. A lot of times offensive rebounding, but right now they're 20th in the nation with rebounds total, 46th in the nation with offensive rebounds. So, but the thing that really, really hurts, which can kill you in close games in college basketball, is free throws.
Oh God.
Yeah, their free throw percentage is just under 75%. So that makes me a little nervous. But other than that, they score the ball. They're 39th, so top 40 in scoring overall with 83.5 points a game. So you hope that they can overcome that with maybe just scoring lots of points and cover for me. But yeah, Wilmington team to keep an eye on.
That's the other team. I mean, I did pick them to win the Big 12 earlier in the year. Was Iowa State being ranked number 3 out of the Big 12. I mean, I know it's a lot of competition in the Big 12. Their matchup Trent Saturday. Did you mention
Baylor?
Yeah, against Baylor should be pretty good. But I don't know. A team that been keeping an eye on is North Dakota, which I know that would be picked. Well, should be yesterday. So not North Dakota State, North Dakota. Keep an eye on them. But yeah, I don't know. It's been interesting. St. Bonaventure's really doing well in the A10 for sure. Had a nice sweaty one the other day, but now that we're in league play, Woj Bombies, right? Is that what we call them?
The Woj Bombies, yeah.
Yeah, what was the statistic that we saw the other day from Greg Peterson? They're 12-1 against the spread or something like that.
Yeah, something crazy. They're 13-1 overall right now. So on a 7-game win streak.
Whew.
But they're tough.
They are. And
they got
top
some
down
good players too, man. Yeah. Yep.
Oh man.
Is there any other teams you guys keeping an eye on? I've been playing a lot of Oakland, not because they win, but because they cover the spread a lot. Sometimes win. Back on Cleveland State this year again.
I'll tell you on Furman.
The Paladins.
Gosh.
Yeah, I think they're a 1-loss team right now too, I believe.
Yeah, they're pretty solid.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: is this is where the shift takes place, kind of, in the sports world of things. Is you go from waking up on a Saturday for like a full slate all day college football. Now that we've gotten through the holidays, where there was it was terrible, 2 college basketball games and one of them's playing a Division II school. Now you wake up on Saturday and you get 150 some college basketball games. So this is where YouTube TV multi-screen comes into great play. There's nothing better when you have 4 1-possession games down to the last minute or two. Cracks me up. I'm a bottom ticker guy, guys. I'm constantly subconsciously always reading the bottom ticker. So multi-screen sometimes exhausts me because I'm literally not just watching 4 games. I'm also watching 4 bottom tickers too. And it's I sometimes have to turn it off because I'm overstimulated right now. It's my wife comes out and what's wrong with you? Nothing. What?
Yeah.
But hey, are you a multi-screen with? I'm also an ESPN Plus on the phone too while the multi-screen's on. If there's not a game that's on TV.
Right, yeah.
I've done it. I've totally with some of our smaller. That's the best thing about that too is with ESPN Plus you can pull that up and watch some of these small market, small school. Yeah, it's where it's you watching high school basketball on your phone? No, it's
D1.
It's freaking Detroit Mercy. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Get with it. Auto fade Green Bay, right, Trey?
Wow. Oh my gosh, dude.
Woo.
He's doing too much. He's still doing a TV show, a podcast.
Have you looked at him? He doesn't look healthy.
No, he looks like he's struggling.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You give one up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, him and Shefty got into a fight.
Did they?
Oh yeah, on Twitter they did. I
didn't see that.
Oh yeah, it was a couple weeks back now.
Well, it wasn't a fight.
It was a little feisty. Sorry, a little feisty.
Was it a spat?
I don't know. Spat reminds me of the tape job on cleats, but it was a little tussle. I don't know, little keyboard tussle.
Gotcha. Yeah, Shefty's not actually fighting. Trust me.
No, definitely not. definitely not. But yeah, hey, you got lots of big college basketball slate. I can't wait. I'll be watching all of them. I'm a little nervous about the Duke game at SMU. I can't stand the broadcast on the CW channel, so that's why it's at 2:15, weirdest tip time ever for a college game. But it's a little trappy to me, so that's on my radar.
Stop setting the stage for a loss, just in case. Like, I know what you're doing.
It's on the road at SMU. This is exactly the same tip time, same TV channel, and everything that they lost to Georgia Tech last year when they did. So I hope Duke wins by 30.
Hey, you want to save picks for the next college playoff round until after the Sugar Bowl game for next week?
Yeah. We'll
yes, sir.
All right, because first game will be Penn State against winner of Notre Dame, Georgia. It will be 7:30 on Thursday the 9th. And then Friday the 10th is Ohio State and Texas.
Oh, it's a Thursday game? Thursday, Friday?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
I like it.
What day of the week is the national championship on? Is it still a Monday?
Monday.
Yeah, I think it's the 21st.
That's a Tuesday.
Oh, no, it is the 20th. It's the 20th.
It's Martin Luther King Day.
Very important day, 20th.
Okay. There you go.
Okay.
All right. Well, anything else?
No, guys.
So, fellas.
Guys, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy all the sports. Enjoy the basketball. Hopefully enjoy the Sugar Bowl. I know this is the day after when we release it, but hey, it is what it is.
Go, boys.
But yeah, hey.
No. Hey,
see you guys next week.
Fellas.
All right.
Take it easy.
Episode 1 award in season 3 in the books.
That's right. Who would have thought, man?
All right. All right. See you guys.
Yeah.